And he represented the Lions on 2 separate tours, South Africa in '68, and he started all 4 tests in that famous tour of New Zealand in '71. Part of the side that famously beat the All Blacks in Dunedin, and perhaps most particularly this evening, pertinent, he made 298 appearances for his beloved Bristol. A dry night in Bristol, and we're underway. Taken in by Sam James. First sight of Jean-Luc Duprier, who will be hungry for action after 4 months on the sideline, serving a ban.
Okay, use it. Sail, use it. 9.
Clerk afforded a little bit of space and drives it deep. And taken in by Purdy, Charles Pietau. There's that wicked Uren, who made his presence felt last week, didn't he, from scrum half, man of the match in the absence of Harry Randall. Here's Afoa, another of those whose silky skills were on display. He's co-captain this evening with Stephen Luatua, ruled out late. And trying to work their patterns early. This is Vui. Shift to the blind side for him on account of that
Bristol,
Luatua absence.
Let's go.
Brian Byrne.
9, use it. Hold in front of the kicker. Let's go.
Lengthy caterpillar to provide support and protection for Uren. In comes de Klerk. Bottled up well by Nalango.
Took it well, de Klerk. Was put under huge pressure. Sale at the beginning of the game against Tigers last week. Didn't work particularly well for them at the back. They've turned this one over.
Yeah, ball is loose, swept up by Brian Byrne.
Nice
and Afoa plays 9. He can play where he's 9. He can play wherever he wants at the moment.
Bristol.
Uren for Atwood. Rides the contact. Heavy contact from Wilgriff John, and they're forcing the Bears back here at the moment. They keep it alive nicely. Lloyd got that away. This is O'Connor. Runs into Duprier.
Bristol, use it.
And the Bears' ambitions being thwarted for the time being. Jake Woolmore has a little trundle.
Bristol, use.
To the air. Once more. McGinty.
Sail, use it.
To the ground by Purdy. De Klerk looking to exploit the open spaces on that short side, and Duprier was not too far from being away there. And
over 15.
First 3 scrum half kicks, 2 by Bristol to compete, 1 by Faf de Klerk, going long.
Long and
Bristol.
perhaps not necessarily all that straight.
Let's go, let's go.
Uren to Chris Vui again. Tackle is made this time
use
by
it.
Kovas-Visa. A lot of tackles having to be made first up here in the opening few minutes by the Sale Sharks. A defence which has held firm very effectively through the course of this season and indeed last.
Not you, this guy.
First penalty of the game goes Bristol's way. Inside the Sharks 22, ball in hand, and again it's Vui who was magnificent at the line out against Bath.
Line's over.
Get their driving game into gear. Byrne has it. Sharks struggling to contain this for the moment.
Okay, that's once.
Crucial for Bristol to threaten with the drive early on.
Pietau runs the dummy line. Johan Lloyd throws the dummy himself and then pops it on its way. It's loose and thumped forwards. The Sharks are off the hook for the time being. Back goes O'Connor. Lovely burst of acceleration. Takes him beyond halfway. Playing some special rugby at the moment. O'Connor.
It's not
This time Ed Holmes can't cling on to it. It's gone forwards and ended up with Sale. De Klerk.
Make sure it doesn't go dead.
Pietau backpedaling. That was nonchalant.
Physicality is causing problems for Bristol. Bristol, we know, are such a dynamo
that they're not all about going wide. They can
Everybody
threaten there.
hold
That will
tight
keep
back,
Sale
move back.
tighter next time Bristol are down there. But this is Sale's opportunity to get a drive going, really well marshalled
Hands
by
away.
Bristol.
No! Onside. Okay, use.
Jono Ross drives into Dan Thomas. Mike Ben Earl, of course, available for Bristol tonight.
This guy
this
first
time,
release.
Albeit illegally with Dan Thomas, but
Offside and then no release.
this is a big pressure point opportunity for Sale to lay down a marker. But impressed with Bristol's physicality.
It's been a good 60 seconds for Sale. It all
in
Till my arm drops.
made their tackles, giving themselves an opportunity from this field position. Jono Ross delivers the ball.
Wait.
Langdon waits.
It's over. Okay, that's one sideways Sale.
Marland Yard appears on the shoulder of De Klerk, who goes wide, and they transfer it swiftly. Lovely work from Luke James. He's got it out wide, but McGuigan couldn't hold on to it. Luke Pearce happy that it didn't go forward at any stage, and onwards go the Sharks, knocking on the door on that 22. McGinty held back a little bit, and Luke James gets it away. Not quite as crisp at the moment, the passing and handling in the back division.
Let's go.
Not quite there, but there's a tactic, isn't there? They know Bristol are going to fly in that outside centre channel. So that last man giving the pass, standing and delivering.
McGinty, little nudge over the top, and ultimately they deal well with this Bristol, and Pietau's bringing in now Lango. Building again from within their half. Uren looking for territory. Over the head of Yard.
Take it in.
And covers good ground.
Everybody in front, stop. Stop, one. Bristol, everyone stop. Stop.
Uren to De Klerk, and a little bit of kick tennis. De Klerk wanting
Sale, Sale.
keep this in field. Now Lango waiting for it. Pietau, will he also kick? He's going to take the contact, try and keep it alive. Brian Byrne is there.
Okay, Bristol, use it. All right, Charles, thanks.
Vui, Pietau, Purdy.
13, stop, 13.
Piers
Good work,
O'Connor has to
thank
pull
you.
out on account of being in front of the kicker.
Always inside.
And De
Sale,
Klerk this
stop here,
time
please. No
again
one move
goes through
forward.
as much length as he can muster. Johan Lloyd is back there, trying that cheeky little chip himself. He's done well to get to his feet to compete, but it's swept up here by Bevan Rod.
Always backwards.
Backwards, says the referee. McGinty gets away with it, but Vui's onto him, and the ball has been taken in by Afoa.
Onside, Sale.
Uren, again the line speed really strong from Sale, as you would expect.
Well, it's been a long period of play.
Bristol
No one's
used.
actually wanting to kick the ball out. They both want the ball to be in play for a long time, which creates errors, mismatches,
Everything rigged.
unstructured rugby, and that's most definitely what we want to see.
Tight for 37.
Step up. Lads, we're not
Sure,
going to have this all
Larry
night.
John
Control. Set.
Plenty of advice there for Luke Pearce. A quick hook from Curtis Langdon. Faf de Klerk probes the short side. Cross goes Pietau. Very good kick that. Very.
On one down the outside, and De Klerk pumps it into the corner.
Bristol have gone early, and they're being bold, and now Lango stretching his legs. Fires it over the top of Marland Yard. Across comes Luke James. Dan Thomas has slipped. James has got a little bit of extra space in front of him, and Johan Lloyd does his best to
Bristol.
hold the man up. De Klerk again, trying to find that corner once more.
Hold in front.
Uren, acres of space back there. McGuigan covers the ground. And a big territorial battle ongoing at the moment.
Everybody hold.
To Vui, the tried and trusted.
6.
If they manage to keep a clear hold of the ball here, they have. Uren for Pietau, drops the shoulder. First match back for
Advantage back we come.
7
6.
weeks, but Here's Lloyd then, Bristol's youngest Premiership fly half, just 19. Capped already.
Middle of the field, running off Pietau perhaps. Young Lord just giving him a bit of instruction.
Everybody hold! Hold!
Towards the tail
Sail
they go.
back! Back!
Platform is set, Byrne is...
Line is over.
Just having a little look as to what the options might be here.
Advantage,
Driving straight through the middle, Bristol.
9,
Playing with a penalty advantage. 5 metres out, still motoring. If a little slower. Uren to the short side, looking to go around the outside, and Marlon Yard handles the threat.
Back we come, number 2, entry.
Slightly tough.
Byrne
Advantage.
finds Ed Holmes and
6.
overreaching at line-out time. It's a yellow card.
Nathan, you've got to let him get off first.
Nathan Hughes.
Number 6, yellow card.
Hoping beyond hope.
Fuming, the referee had just flagged that was 2 more penalties. He doesn't agree with it.
Well, they've really stacked this line out, huge numbers.
Line's over.
And this is the reason why. So they can get to work on the drive. Ed Holmes in the thick of things, motoring towards the try line. It's Byrne! How fitting that is. On the day that Bristol tragically lost John Pullin, their hooker touches down for the first try of the night.
Really nice.
Sales captain in the bin.
Up. It's brilliant. Freedom from their 5 metre line, ruthlessness and efficiency 5 metres from the opposition try line.
Very, very fine take here from Marlon Yard upon the restart. Bevan Rod feeds it out. Dupree grapples with Thomas. Enjoying that battle already tonight. Faf de Klerk to the short side. Little poke through from Sam James. Straight as a die.
Time clock out as well.
It's going to be crucial, that axis, isn't it? The Sanderson-Ross axis as the relationship develops. So important that the director of rugby feels he's got a lieutenant on the field, who can really implement the strategy. Byrne to Holmes, Uren looking for the little spaces. Beaumont's there, and he's done a very good job ripping the ball.
Okay, Sale,
Sharks possession, hungry for it. De Klerk, hungry for territory. Pietau accelerating onto it. For a minute had Marlon Yard rocking back on his heels.
Bristol, use it.
Vui, lovely ball for Thomas. He's got it away to Hughes, stretching his legs in isolation. Uren alongside him. Tackle is made by Luke James. Lloyd trying his best to secure possession. Excellent counter-rucking from Bevan Rod.
Really good. Is he all right?
Yeah, they want this scrum to gain full purchase here, Bristol. They've got the nudge. Hughes is dealt with physically from the base, but they do have it. Uren.
No.
Pietau.
No, use it.
Held by McGinty that time. Woolmore. Over the top they go, but off his feet goes Ed Holmes.
You can't get advantage from stepping around the angle and then going forward.
South Sharks got the ball in their hands.
Everybody hold!
Langdon to Beaumont.
Hold!
Interestingly, de Klerk and Yard cooking up something of a plot out behind, but the pack have done such a good job here. They've earned themselves another penalty.
Tell you what, they had to work so hard to get any sort of momentum there, Sale. Josh Beaumont, the line-out catcher.
Again, another very strong
before you, then it's how good your quality is off the ball you get when Bristol are all at sea defensively, because they're thinking about attack.
Sam James picks out Pietau. Runs into that wall of grey.
Okay, Bristol, use it.
Mike Forshaw has got this defensive system very well set up.
Oh, well, the line chase and the contact, you see where it's made. It's not the best of kicks from Sam James, but a good shot on Pietau. Bristol now forced to play from the halfway line and create some momentum into it. But at the moment, Sale's physicality is very, very good.
Okay, use it.
Lloyd. Pietau. Again, the outside channel's blocked. Great shot from Curtis Langdon.
Use it. Let's go, let's go.
Foa called in for support. And well handled.
Backtracking, it's much more difficult to get that.
Injured players, Tuolangi, Diaga. No Curries available to them this week. From Rensburg, Aka van der Merwe, Solomona. They've got a cast list to come back, that's for sure.
Knock on by Gray. I thought you said blue. No worries. Knock on by Sale in the line out. Scrum Bristol. Bind. Number 3.
Wilgriff John penalised.
Scrum called again. Okay, let's go then. Let's rebind up. Set. Ready.
A little bit more stable this time. Again, Bristol have handled that very nicely. Johan Lloyd has been absolutely slammed in the tackle. Piers O'Connor's done well initially to gather, but it's gone forwards.
From de Klerk, just has to be. Flies at him, and he just takes a second to decide who he's going to give the ball to, and that allows de Klerk the swing of the arms actually to try and hit Lloyd's right arm to dislodge the ball, make it a poor pass.
Let's go.
Just gets to him, doesn't.
It's a way out from the tee. Sharks move in front by 9 points to 7. Food for thought.
Probably the stat that he's most concerned about is the territory. That would have been the game plan by the looks of things. They kicked a lot of ball away, and despite them not carrying as far, the game's been fairly even as to where it's played.
Henry Purdy. Another wonderful tackle made by John O'Ross. Stick it on the list. Foa just not able to generate that front foot momentum at the moment, the Bears.
For Sale Sharks, watching last week, when you're a defensive-minded side and everyone's talking about their attack, it gets you energised. This is the challenge you want. Let's get at them. Let's really test us. And once again, 5 phases, Bristol forced to kick the ball away.
Your end's gone very high. It's taken very calmly by Sam James.
Yeah, good work. Thank you, centre. Okay, 9. Let's go. 9. Use.
John.
Legs. Okay. Yeah, that's your own player, and now let's use it.
Now Lango just begins to drop back a little bit. Uren and
let's go.
Pietau are awaiting the arrival of this one, but it's not gone long. Now Lango tries to get a finger on it, but it's smuggled away to Visa.
No, you backed away.
Nice line cut here by Cameron Neild. First outing for him in some while. First start anyway for 5 months. And the Bears have worked hard there. Dan Thomas coming up with a turnover. Uren wants to inject a little bit of pace and tempo into proceedings. He's been stopped in his tracks by Bevan Rodd, but he's made really good ground.
Let's go, let's go.
Trying to fire Bristol into life here. Atwood, the show of the ball, drives into Wilgriff John. Vui, Lloyd, options quite limited, trying the double dribble.
Okay, Sale, use it.
Again, those avenues just being closed down, aren't they, by Sale? For the Bristol playmaker.
Three, be better than that. Okay, Sale, use it. Andy, wind it in. Let's go.
Pietà. Lovely bit of work. It's it away to Purdy. Fafter-Clerk lying in wait infield.
Stop.
The game plan clear. Drive it long wherever possible. Make Bristol play from deep. And de Klerk
Hold 12, hold.
will try once more.
Yep.
Yet again, Pietà on the gather. Nowhere to go. Story of much of this half for Bristol, who've been doing their level best to break the shackles. O'Connor, now they got some numbers. Johan Lloyd will accelerate into the space. He had 3 men outside him. It was cover in the backfield. That will roll just a little too deep for Bristol's liking.
Yeah, it's good defence once again. Press from Sam James getting up. It forces Lloyd to try and do something, pull a rabbit out of the hat. He ends up turning the ball over. That's the frustration. That's the type of attitude in defence which Sale Sharks are, for me, dominating this contest so far at half-time.
Bristol, use it!
They're horrible to play against Sale defensively because they'll counter-ruck you. And as a team that wants to play, we've pointed out about the forwards and their handling, but there's the counter-ruck coming in. Just as you think the ball's going to come out, it gets disrupted, and then you end up kicking it away. Those players that stood out as a pot of three waiting with their ball in hand, they can't do it. And maybe they need to resource the rucks a bit more and put their forwards hats on again.
Pietà's lost that. Did he knock that forwards on the 22? Referee's happy enough. Johan Lloyd puts a lovely spiral in. Look at that. That's a monster.
Yeah.
It's a peak which they can try and turn the screw.
Hold 10. Hold.
That's the questions of this line out, which is dealt with very tidily by Josh Beaumont.
It's down by your man there. Down by Sale.
Langdon keeps it alive. Fafter-Clerk rather surprised to be handed that one, and it's gone forwards, and for once Sale inside their 22. Certainly got the scrum platform, and there's the penalty to go with it. And you feel
a few extra bodies in the line out again to set up the drive from the back line.
Yeah, familiar pattern. Ed Holmes gathers it in and they roll round the front. Purdy's in amongst it. There he is, driving his team over the line. They're well beyond it. They're in the in-goal area. Have they got the touchdown? Luke Pearce searching for a ball. Searching for a ball in the Tower of Babel.
Just give me a chance. Bristol, do you believe you scored that try? Hang on. Thank you. So just take time. Simon, I'm not sure he's short or not.
Yes, so Luke,
big challenge for Tom Foley.
It's a Bristol player who goes to ground first. I think he's trying to ground the ball, but he's clearly short.
I think that's an easy one, because you can't see the
stick
ball.
with your on-field decision of no try.
And then half-time, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so no clear offence, and he's short, no try, half-time.
Frustration for Brian Burke, good as they say. No changes to either side as we head into the second half here at Ashton Gate. Very different scenario to last week, of course, and Nathan Hughes has spilt it with the first play.
Advantage.
John O'Ross was onto it, that then went forwards.
Onside, okay, Bristol, use it. Let's go.
A little bit scrappy.
Bristol, use it.
Uren, one of the decision makers amongst the Bristol side, who are going to have to work out how to crack this Sharks code. Luke James.
No, 10 played everybody on.
Sends this one up for McGinty to chase. He's got enough on it, but John Afoe was waiting, and here's Byrne, the one try scorer of the night to this point. Luke James chasing his own kick. Pietau moving into the open spaces, but really good chase from the Sale fullback. Once again, Bristol having to conjure something from inside their 22. Pietau takes the contact
Bristol,
this time.
use it. Let's go. Bristol, use it.
Come from behind twice this Premiership season, Bristol. Wolverhampton here, they trail 14-5 at the break. Quinn's away, 9-5 down at half-time. McGuigan's done well to shake off that defender. Sam Hill doing his level best to keep that in play, but to no avail.
Everybody hold. Stop. Wait.
Holmes secures the ball.
Wait.
Once more, they're going to try to
through the mark.
Take the energy out of those Sharks' legs. They've worked it to halfway. Pretty effective at this point. Uren for Hughes. And at no stage have they really been able to build up a head of steam. Vui, and that was for Curtis Langdon for Sale. No Acker van der Merwe at the moment with calf trouble. Cam Neild releasing Langdon, and he's through the hole. Brilliant work from the hooker. McGinty goes wide. There's Faf de Klerk, got his skates on. The offload's a good one. Tackle made. They're over the line, but they've held this up, Bristol. Held this up, Bristol.
Pietau has saved the day there.
Away.
Work of Purdy in tandem.
No,
now they go to work from close range.
Knockout.
Oh, wait. Everyone away. No, stay there.
So Visa just released the ball immediately as his head.
So Visa off for a check-up. And just looking to see who's coming on in his place. It's James Phillips.
8.
And we understand that he's going to be here for the rest of the game. That is now a permanent replacement.
Okay,
Visa off, Phillips on.
Time on, please, Laurie. Stay left and left.
Well, one thing's for sure, they haven't lost any scrummaging power with James Phillips arriving. Man who hails from these parts. What an opportunity here for Faf de Klerk and for Sale.
Set. Fine. Go. Time
this is
off,
not working terribly well, is it?
Stop whinging and moaning at everyone. Let's go. Fine. Set.
It's there for Dupree. De Klerk's fishing for it, and it's been knocked on. Celebration from Nathan Hughes tells you everything from a Bristol perspective.
Absolutely brilliant scrum.
Knock on by
the people that don't like.
Found tries hard to come by this season, just 15 in 7 matches, and now we've got a penalty from the scrum, and Will Griff-John can argue the toss.
And then it's Bristol, and they get the opportunity to clear their lines in terms of energy, momentum, belief.
Is concerned.
Hold
here they've nailed the line out as well.
Gone across early.
So they have a penalty advantage.
Number 19 thrown across.
James Phillips compounded. So depth of despair on your own, I should say, then win the penalty and then back it up with another one. And you've gone, what, 60, 65 metres?
Bowie races to the front. Again, it's taken in by Holmes. Johan Lloyd trying to massage the defence, and there's no massaging from Nathan Hughes. That's brute force. Bowie using the footwork. Johan Lloyd again, looking for space. He's trying to hit the gas down that right flank, and that...
Before he steps into bounds after he's caught it, but absolutely brilliant. Runs across the line, watches the ball and his feet at the same.
Call for the mark. Worth mentioning his 50th appearance tonight in the Premiership at the age of just 21. He's playing an awful lot of rugby and improving game by game seemingly. Now Lango for Bristol, who could do with a spark here, having worked their way upfield.
Use it.
Uren, O'Connor in at first receiver, thinks about giving the pass and then scuttles over the halfway line. Hughes, it's the fend in on Sam Hill, who stays in the fight.
Bristol, use it.
Woolmore. Once again, some tigerish defence. Bevan Rod and Will Griff-John at the forefront of that. Once again, the outside channel closed off by the Sale Sharks. Marlon Yard calls for the mark.
Yeah, some good defence on the outside from Sale.
Now Lango. Spent the last few weeks just being reconditioned, in the words of Pat Lam. Had one or two calf problems, hamstring tightness, a little bit of cramp here and there. They've tuned him up nicely. Lloyd, oh dear, looking to get that away at speed, but it went forwards. And again, the pressure of that defensive line.
Everybody keeps space.
A couple of new props deployed by Alex Sanderson. Off go Bevan Rod and Will Griff-John, and on in their place.
Are you boys happy with that distance? Yeah, you're miles away. You're miles away. Come on then, let's go. Let's go.
Some of those tackles have been. Bristol are forced to play a slow ball, hence why they're not really getting many phases, not a lot of momentum.
Jake, if you're down, you're ready.
Depending on the patience of the referee, very often it seems to me.
Fine. Set. 9, stay behind the ball. Okay, start digging for it. Okay, let's use it.
De Klerk to the short side. McGuigan after this. Across comes Lloyd. Work their way.
And they've got to work hard to get control.
Pat, if you would, just bear with us while we see this play out. Faf de Klerk has fumbled the ball. Dan Thomas is onto it, and then that pass wouldn't quite stick.
Two knock-ons.
You know, the key here is Luke getting a balance on the breakdown on both sides, because you know, we all want quicker ball, but you know, they're doing it very effectively. And so, but we've got to put the onus on us and make sure we carry well, but also get quicker ball.
And do you feel I mean, given the last 13 odd minutes in this half, do you feel you're any closer to solving the puzzle?
Well, that's what they got to do out there. I mean, obviously, it's a big challenge for Andy and Johan to get some control in there and the right time to kick. Sometimes there's space in the backfield and we're not taking advantage of it. You know, and now we've got to make use of this. It's a good chance up the other end to play. The best place to play is down the other end, but easier said than done on a gutsy Sale side.
Yeah, good tight tussle. Thanks for your time, Pat.
Cheers, mate.
So Pat was talking about their detail, and I think he's right, and they've got a real good opportunity off this to get that detail right.
They're still in a development phase, aren't they? They're still growing, they're still getting better. And they'll learn a lot more tonight probably than they did last week. All went their way. They've got to find a way, as Pat Lam was saying, sort it out themselves on the field.
And Bristol working that drive effectively. But again, the scramble from the Sharks just to stymie the secondary drive. And they've got in amongst it. There's all those elbows, and they've stolen the ball. And Will Cliff, who's on for Faf de Klerk, flings it out to McGinty. Lovely floated pass to Sam James. And now Lango flying forwards out of the line. Punched into the 22, Johan Lloyd has to hurry. Now they're again pressing
Hold!
in the danger zone or towards it.
In 5, lines over.
Ewan Ashman is on the field here and on the ball.
Okay, 9, that's once.
New hooker, 20-year-old. Cliff. Sam Hill, really strong leg drive as ever. Penalty advantage.
Would have been your ball, but a tackle off the ball here.
That's a really good decision. I was just about to say, I don't think the referee's seen it.
Offload.
Got the offload, referee plays on, and then when nothing comes, rewards the attacking side.
Sale's sharpshooter.
Important, because if Sale get out to more than a try, you just think that they can then actually be more aggressive in how they're attacking the breakdowns.
Jean-Luc
Okay,
Dupree
Sale, use ends.
carries it up one more time.
Come on.
Sale
Yes.
have replaced Byron McGuigan with Simon Hammersley in the backfield.
Play on. It's touched. It was touched.
Thank you.
Oh, Pietau.
So Sale ball.
Just thought two sides that really having to think really hard, apart from anything else, as to how
Hold
to
10.
break each other down.
Through the mark.
Sale taking their opportunities and Bristol not quite able to create enough of their own at the moment.
He's legal.
Will Cliff had a couple of seasons with Bristol, of course, in his second spell with the Sharks now. Nolango has lost
today. Totally different game.
crazy numbers, weren't they? Bowie has got it away, but it's a right royal scrap for Randy Uren, but they're going to have a little bit of breathing space and they've gone quickly here. Now Lango, beyond halfway. Jan Thomas on the field. To Afoa. Uren, Lloyd, Pietau, now a bit of width. Piers O'Connor flings it out. Pietau threads it forwards. Purdy's on the chase, so too O'Connor. Yard is stopped in his tracks.
Okay, hands away. No, say it once.
It's there. They've won it. Uren then fumbles.
It's a brilliant kick chase, wasn't it, from Bristol? But if you don't do it accurately and you don't have it with the appropriate numbers, you can get caught on the edges.
Scrum penalty goes Bristol's way. Crucial moments these, needless to say, right in the engine room of this match now.
Hinged in half. Pressure came on.
Johan Lloyd to cut the deficit.
And getting that wipe straight back off, they have to get straight away back into the Sale half. Just make sure that that advantage they've just gained sticks.
McGinty picks out Hughes.
Okay,
There's
Bristol.
security of possession there for the Bears.
Onside, please.
Atwood. Forward. And the defensive
Bristol,
line up so fast.
use it.
Sam Dugdale
Let's go.
made his first Premiership start last Friday. He was
Onside, lads.
swiftly into action. Luke James slides past now Lango very effectively. Dan Thomas is locked over this. Couldn't prize the ball away, and instead it's Harrison for Sale. Beaumont has done well to ride that initial challenge. Sam Hill, inside ball for Sam James.
It's important. Haven't had a lot of possession, Sale, especially in this middle third.
Tackle!
You want to be clinical.
McGinty to the boots. Oh, it's interesting. It's interesting for Dugdale for a moment or two.
To look at exploiting that a little bit.
Ashman with the delivery. Beaumont with the tap down. And here they come again. Luke James tidying. Tackle affected by Pietau and O'Connor, and they're holding him up here. Both Pietaus are onto him. It's a maul. Bristol can flop all over this, and they will secure the ball as a consequence. Just these little wins. There was no room in the budget for the sauna at the High Performance Centre, but Semi's he's come good, and everybody's paying him back. They're all chipping in, which is good news for those perhaps who feel the cold a little more than most, as Uren breaks forward, and there are one or two little spaces just beginning to open up. Dan Thomas, course, Johan Lloyd, just the kind of man who might break this open, but it's been ripped from his grasp by Ashman. Hammersley.
Wow.
Thunderous hit from Atwood.
Okay, Sale.
And the way he got back to his feet, ignored the ball, just kept driving. Made it very difficult for Sale to get this ball out.
No, give it up, give it up. Okay, use it, please. Onside. Let's go, 9.
So difficult to keep the intensity high. You look at Alex Sanderson, he's made a lot of substitutions very early. You look at that Bristol pack, only one sub so far with 13 minutes to go. Now look to go to the bench, freshen it up, try and lift that intensity.
In comes Uren at high speed. A little knock on.
Headed out to that right wing. Playing the centres as well. Very strong defensively.
Set.
Jake Heenan has come on, which presumably will mean that Vui slots back in at lock as a consequence. Again, another penalty going Bristol's way.
The narrative for the referee, won't it? He'll have realised that.
As he was for Gloucester, and before them Ulster, and the Blues before that. Here's Capon with a line-out possession, firing it to Atwood.
Okay, advantage.
And they've got a penalty advantage as Josh Beaumont was slung across the line. What can Bristol make of this? Pietau for Lloyd, lovely work. Purdy's done nicely. Away goes Pietau. Options here potentially. Steps inside, outside, brought down. Dugdale with an important tackle there.
Still advantage, Bristol.
Capon. Uren floats it over the top for Pietau. Tackle made by Marland Yard.
Still your advantage, 9.
Still they press, still with the advantage in their pocket.
There's no advantage here, good turnover. We're back over here, number 5 thrown across.
Didn't actually see the.
Pietau just having his knee assessed.
Yeah. So if he touched the ball, it would be a knock on, but he didn't, and he landed on their players. Can't do that.
He's had his problems recently, hasn't he, Charles Pietau, out for 3 months with Achilles trouble.
Me too. I'm not.
I just think it's the weight of the tackle from Marland Yard through
To it ahead of kick-off. These are the men they need on the field, and this is exactly the sort of kick they require right now.
They're going to try and tighten up a little bit for Sale. Wouldn't think it's in Bristol's nature, would you?
Here's Hughes.
Okay,
Making
Bristol.
Absolutely sure of the
Use it.
security of possession upon the restart.
Okay, come on.
Desperately keen to preserve that lead, play some territory.
Hold the 10 till the line's over.
There's Ewan Ashman. Goes to the front, and Phillips. Dugdale takes on Capon. Ashman again, busying himself in the loose. Cliff. Sharks playing at speed here. Lovely little show of the ball here, and Dugdale's got away. Tackles made by Leua. Outskirts of the 22. Sale trying to raise their game now. Jono Ross.
Let's go, Sale.
Ashman. Driven back in the tackle.
The intensity's gone through the roof from Bristol.
Punched through by AJ McGinty. Hammersley with the football. And they're onto it once more through Will Cliff. It's worked out nicely. Just a handful of metres out. Dupree trying to wrestle his way forwards, and Leua has to drop to the deck. Bristol in grave danger right here.
Okay, onside then, Bristol.
Sharks looking to pounce. Dupree again sets it on its way. Still they keep it tight, but the penalty has been given up.
And 4.
Sale want more than 3 points here.
Advantage.
Cliff, McGinty, wide for Sam, Luke James. What a pass that is! Absolutely lethal pass.
He's making sure he doesn't get fined as well, putting his hands behind his back so no one can celebrate with him. But what a ball that is. Forces the gamble, leaves it as late as can, and then sticks it through the face. But what a break that is from Dugdale. Power, dragging in numbers. And then as they come back to this side, little chip over the top, really nicely done. Hammersley with the great football skills, pounced on, and as they come back to this side.
Job, yeah? Thanks. Tommy, from the replays I'm seeing,
Pietau gets dragged in.
There's nobody clearly in front of all that ping pong.
That is a fantastic pass.
We're
used to seeing Faf de Klerk throw those sort of balls, but his half-back partner tonight, McGinn.
Not this time.
End of the world, is it? Would have only taken them out to 6. Change how they defend.
Well, these are exactly the kind of situations that Pat Lam claims he wants his team to be put into. He wants them to grow, to learn, to understand how to dig out tough matches. And they've got exactly that right here, right now. John Afo has been replaced by
he's staying on.
He's staying on.
He's staying with us.
And Thomas, who's come on as a substitute, leaving the field injured, left shoulder.
Right, Tatasha Paro making his Bristol debut on for Thomas.
Okay, no. Sale, use it. The ball's here.
Sharks in possession.
You've had it. No. Onside.
What a win this would be. What a scalp it would prove.
Thanks, Lloyd.
Really got their tails up, Sale now. Driving Bristol back.
Bristol might defend a little.
Uren. Fui.
Okay, use it.
Long way to go. Composure required. Uren, is he running down a blind alley? He's done well, but then Jono Ross ends the conversation.
Okay, use.
Taken up by Heenan.
Bristol, use it.
Capon, Lloyd, still they play with adventure, still the step from Pietau, onwards from Capon again, Piers O'Connor, Siali Pietau on the outside, O'Connor's been robbed of the ball. Luke James is setting off again, causing havoc in these final minutes.
Let's go, 9.
Crucially, the visitors back in possession, and now a penalty which should seal the deal.
Back onto it.
Beyond the ball, says Luke Pearce to Dan Thomas, and Bristol's goose looks cooked.
That will be the game inside the last minute. He can really take his time.
If he kicks it up.
Superb all night.
Yeah, really big performance from Sale, as you said, very typical of not only the Steve Diamond era, but maybe a little bit of what Alex